How's it going, everyone? Neil here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Mattel's Masters of the Universe Origins Skeletor figure. Before going into more detail, I just want to say that while I've never been a fan of the He-Man cartoons, I actually really love the He-Man toys, and I've always wanted to get more into them. In terms of children's toy lines, I just feel that the original Masters of the Universe line was one of the most inventive and most inspired. To this day, He-Man's fanbase is mostly made up of toy collectors, and it's easy to see why. But what exactly is a Masters of the Universe Origins figure, or as I like to call it, MOTU Origins? Well, they're pretty much Mattel's attempt at remastering the original toys by adding more articulation, better paint jobs, and some new face sculpts. As someone who loves the look of retro toys, but also wants my action figures to be well articulated, these are honestly perfect for me. The toys are unfortunately exclusive to Walmart stores, and obtaining this guy was not so easy. If I hadn't gone out to a nearby Walmart that I never visit, I would have probably never found this guy. Besides the added articulation, this Skeletor has a very similar mold to the original Skeletor, with the exception of the face having an open jaw rather than a closed one. What's kind of funny about his new face sculpt is that if you have him look up, it looks like a scowl, while if he looks down, it's more like an evil smile. Probably not intentional, but just something I thought was kind of fun. The figure doesn't have much paint on it other than the face. I'd say the paint on this one looks pretty good, but be warned, I had to sort through a couple of them as some of them on the shelves had a pretty messy paint job. Like the original figure, the armor is removable, so if you so desire, you can remove most of it and end up with an almost naked Skeletor. Not sure why you'd want that, but hey, someone's gotta be into it. As far as weapons, Skeletor comes with his infamous ram skull staff, which is just a flat purple color. It seems like it's made from a pretty stiff material, so I'm hoping it doesn't experience that same flaccid staff syndrome that the original figure experienced. But who knows, only time will tell. He also comes with his sword, which is also a flat purple. It looks very nice on the front, but as you can see, the back isn't quite as impressive. His staff fits pretty firmly into his right hand. Not a super tight fit, but it'll stay. His sword fits well in both his right and in his left hand, thanks to the guard around the hilt. You can also slide it through the strap on his back like so, which is where I tend to keep it. I should also mention that the figure comes with a mini Masters of the Universe comic titled Beast Barrage. Now isn't that fun? I remember back when toys like Transformers, Marvel Legends, and DC would all come with comic books. We truly were living in the golden age of toys. We just didn't know it.
By the power of Grayskull,
Now onto the figure's most important feature, the articulation. The head has a good range of movement as it's able to look down, up, left, right, and pretty much all over. At the shoulder, he can rotate his arm forward and back and can also move it out like that. A single joint at the elbow allows him to move forward and back, and there's also a swivel that allows his forearm to rotate. His wrist can move forward and back and swivel all around as well. He's got a cut at the waist that allows him to rotate. His upper thigh can move outward well, but it's kind of limited when it comes to moving forward and back. His knee is on a single joint and also has the ability to swivel. He's got a cut at the boots that's pretty well hidden. And his feet can move forward and back, and yes, he can pivot at the ankle. So as you can see, while not perfect, this figure does have a lot more articulation when compared to the original figure. And best of all, he is very easy to stand up and display. Upon purchase, I worried his big chest and broad shoulders would be too much for his tiny feet, but I'm happy to be wrong. Finally, it should be noted that the joints on these Origin figures pop on and off, although a hairdryer may be required. I believe this was done so that collectors could mix and match pieces to make their own characters, which is a really neat idea if you want to make some unholy creation of some sort. And for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to my 2002 Disco Skeletor variant, aka my only other MOTU figure. Hopefully with these two new Masters of the Universe shows coming to Netflix, Mattel will be releasing some new figures at retail, because as I said before, I love these toys and I would love to own more of them. So that is my review of MOTU Origins Skeletor. Is he worth the $15 retail price point? I'd say absolutely, but if you're having a hard time finding this figure, you may have to pay a bit more for him. I'd say anything over $25 is pushing it, but I do feel they've been easier to find as of lately, so you may not even have to pay that much. I hope you all enjoyed this quick review, and I hope I'll be seeing you all again soon. Thank you for stopping by, and goodbye.